Next up, one of my most welcome surprises of the year, which was Jawline.
Ooh.
The documentary about the social media influencers.
Yeah. I forgot that's what it was called.
Me, who literally subsists almost entirely on a diet of cringe and Code Red Mountain Dew.
And also, you just love to stay positive.
I love stay positive. I love Schadenfreude. I love watching people fail.
So relatable.
Yeah.
So much so you have subscricriptions to YouTube channels just for this cringe, which is...
We won't name any because we don't want to offend them.
Premium cringe, which those YouTube subscriptions.
We should do like a segment where you have cringe mode, where you just watch. We just like queue up cringy videos for you to react to.
We should. I would gladly do that because I love cringe. And Jawline had it in spades. It was hilarious and it was heartbreaking. And
I think about it a lot.
And emotionally rending.
It's very relevant.
And Jawline, I think, didn't get nearly the amount of attention that it is. It should have been another like Fire Festival doc type thing where people were talking about it. What does this mean? Like, what is this showing us?
It kind of gave me a framework to view social media and social media personalities, where it's just like, how are people trying to market off of this exposure?
The business side of it was fascinating. Like just the way that how everything starts with good intentions and gets perverted.
Yeah, it's now we have your attention, so now we're going to try to sell you stuff.
Yes.
And we're going to exploit the people who are the creators.
One of the most like truly American films that I've seen that in one way or another explores the idea of America. And I know that sounds a little grandiose, but I do think that's true.
Well, it was like these preteens. No, they're not preteens. They're in their late teens, and sleeping on a couch with a bottle of Ciroc next to them.
Yes.
And also just like, they're like, I don't want to take pictures right now. And he's like, okay, you need to eat so that you have a better mood.
Get your blood pressure
up,
or blood pressure. Yeah, blood sugar up.
But I kind of want a Where Are They Now for this documentary.
I'd like that too, yeah. Or like the guy who's making his video, like top 10 things I hate about women, basically. I remember one of the influencers was like, all right, I'm just gonna make this video about like 10 things that I hate that women do.
Oh yeah, like how to be the perfect girlfriend, in my opinion, or something.
Yeah,
like that.
So, and then cut to like the adoring fan base of these screaming teenage girls being exploited by these men. Just a lot of shit to chew on in that movie.
Should we pivot? Should we be those kinds of people?
No.
Okay.
Not to be that person, but this says a lot about society, was my take on that movie.
It really reminds you that we live in a
society. Absolutely, it does. 100%.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm live right now on You Now. The name's below. Come watch. Let's spread some positivity and love, so come watch. What else do you got to do?
Okay, next up, leading the Oscar nominations with 11. Including Best Picture, Best Actor, Joker.
What, you think that's funny?
Sorry, I have to...
Which
that's
we also watched last week.
You rewatched it, huh?
We rewatched Joker.
Anything
Well, the first time I was so feared for my life that I couldn't even like take a moment to enjoy some of the things that are enjoyable about this movie. But it's not good. It's not a good movie. It's an average movie with a great central performance. That is just ham-fisted in like basically everything that it does.
Well, I think, going back to it, it's just like, oh, this role really lends itself to a method actor, which Joaquin Phoenix is a very good one. So,
yes.
Of course, yeah, it's fun watching him do it, but oh my god, all the filmmaking, there's the filmmaking abilities surrounding this movie they leave you wanting.
Mm-hmm. The dancing still got on my fucking nerves.
On the stairs.
Yeah, well, all of the dancing.
I don't remember much of the dancing.
I think it thinks that's deeper than it actually is, with like the slow motion dancing.
He's
after
so
he kills the
crazy. He's
people.
dancing in public.
Yes, and the laughter that makes him like nauseous and sick to his stomach, and like those were touches I just felt in my heart that was Todd Phillips being like, no, Joaquin, like he gets sick from the laughter.
He's correcting him. Yeah.
Like, and so Joaquin's like, okay, I'll go along with it. But the movie really fucking worked in the quiet moments, like in the scene where he's watching the Maury show with his mom, and he imagines himself in the audience, like standing up and being like, I live with my mother, and Maury being like, I really respect that about you. I live with my mom too, and like those moments where he's truly delusional, and it's showing this utterly pathetic existence that he has. Those were the parts that worked and were interesting, and if nothing else, actually did contribute to like maybe a deeper, more understanded nuance of like what could make a Joker like character. But like Captain Marvel, the controversy that surrounded this movie proved to be nothing but fucking smoke and mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
Like just
the media, it's
yeah,
overhyping it.
Yeah, as a movie, no, it's average. It's not this it's like fiery, kind of insightful. Yeah.
Well, the Oscar nominations brought like this renewed debate, which I thought we were done with. I thought we were never going to talk about Joker ever again.
No.
And the Oscar nominations came out, and people were like, "Oh, this is amazing! This is an amazing movie," or "Oh, this is the worst movie. Like deserves no Oscar nominations." And it's like, this movie's not good and it's not bad. Why would you hate this movie? Why would you love this movie? I'm so confused by all this debate over a movie that's average as hell.
It's not worth that conversation, really.
It shouldn't be Best Picture nomination. I agree. It's not, but I'm not like gonna be fucking like up in our. I don't know. This movie just like brings nothing out of me. And why would you spend time debating it?
Yeah. No, it's
Jackson does that.
It's stupid.
Doesn't even want to talk about it.
It's so awful, isn't it?
What's next, buddy?
Next up, The Lighthouse. Definitely, without getting too spoilery here for the end of the episode, definitely in my top 3. We also rewatched this movie. I loved it as much as I did the first time. I probably laughed harder the second time around. Actually, it was interesting watching it with Lauren, with my wife, because there are so many aspects of the relationship that they kind of develop that hashtag you can only understand if you're married. Like just the idea of like some of the contempt that can be bred from familiarity. Like that is truly a cornerstone of any relationship.
I feel it on this couch right now.
Right? Exactly.
You don't like me cooking?
You don't like me, lobster.
You think you're the first that didn't like to talk, lad?
Say you like me, lobster.
Fuck, I loved it. One of my favorite movies, maybe like ever. It's definitely in the top 10 of favorite movies ever. What a fucking just creative achievement. Loved it.
Yeah,
Can't say enough.
That's the thing. It's like an achievement. It does something that is so unique that it accomplished something important.
Yes. Brand new. It felt like a brand new experience to me.
Yeah.
Even though it was relying so heavily on evoking things of the past.
That's the kind of irony of it all.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. I don't have much else to say.
Watch you spill your beans.
I really like this movie. I think that there's some fantastic performances here with Robert Pattincheeks and his name escapes me.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem
Dafoe. I think he didn't get a Best Actor nom for this.
This movie got snubbed too, which is more egregious. No, nothing. This movie got nominated for fucking nothing. Maybe cinematography, but
or something like that.
Yeah, but no, this is, in my opinion, a bigger snub than Uncut Gems.
Oh, absolutely.
There's an interesting theory behind the screenplay, which is that there's actually just one guy on the island, and he's delusional and is imagining his younger self there with him, which I thought was an interesting take on this.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a little thin on plot in certain places, which make it feel, the experimental parts of it kind of start wearing on you in that case.
I agree. This is not like, you don't go see this movie for the story.
No.
It's not a story-driven movie. It's a performance-driven movie. It's got tons of ideas and themes and stuff like that, but you're not going to be riveted by the plotting.
It's kind of like an older novel, like an early 20th century novel, where it's kind of, it doesn't rely heavily on plot, but rather kind of living with the characters and
Performances carry it a long way.
And it's just thematics throughout, and you're really just hooked on how the thematics develop throughout the movie and how the characters interact with these certain situations, and it's more of just like a Wuthering Heights kind of film.
Yeah, can't say enough about
It's like
William
Roma,
Dafoe's
basically.
performance, and I think Robert Pattinson, he's not on the same level, but he keeps his own.
He does. It's a big ask to keep up with Willem
God,
Dafoe,
yes,
who's
especially in this.
one of our greatest living actors.
Absolutely.
He is my king.
Yeah. Love The Lighthouse. Love it.
Tom, you dog.
Wait, did we skip a movie? I think we skipped a movie.
We didn't. Trust me, I
No.
went through the
Well,
list.
okay, so I just want to bring it up briefly. We didn't review it. Well, we reviewed it, but we didn't put it out.
That's true. We did.
But Triple Frontier is a movie we should probably talk about.
Not only Triple Frontier, there's another one too.
Which one?
Dad Astronaut.
Oh, Ad Astra. Okay, let's just briefly talk about those two movies at the exact same time.
Okay. Triple Frontier
Barely
was
a movie.
was hilarious.
PBR commercial.
Making fun of it.
Triple
And
Frontier was like a YouTube video where it's just like battle footage montage.
yes, but I also loved picking out all the moments where Ben Affleck broke character, and so that
So
not
he
broke
could
character,
drink.
yeah, so that he could
just
stop
go
at the,
grab a beer
at
somewhere.
get a beer somewhere. He was
That
finding
was
every
actually one of my
excuse.
favorite bits of the year. Actually.
Yeah.
I was cracking up about that, where they're just like
Just driving his truck around.
not the
Ben, no,
liquor store.
come on, Ben. All right, fuck it, just keep rolling.
did
We've
we let
only
him drive
got
the
him for
truck?
the next 3 days. Come on.
Yeah, it's a really bad movie, and it's like for the mid to late 20s guys who just love playing Call of Duty and don't have any other social skills.
But
What's weird is there's a lot of acting talent here.
well,
that
there's a
they
lot
kinda
of talent
squandered.
behind the camera as well. J.C. Shandor, who directed it, did Most Violent Year. We talked about this in the
Oh,
episode, which is a
wow.
great movie.
Fantastic movie.
And yeah, you have lots of great actors here. You have Pedro Pascal, Oscar Isaac, Ben Affleck, Charlie Hunnam, like lots of talent. There's no reason why this movie should have been as painfully average
I'm a little
as
worried
it
about
is.
Oscar Isaac.
It's a paycheck.
I hope that he takes some notes from
From his critics.
Adam Driver.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and makes some good movies on the side.
definitely, because he was great in A Most Violent Year once again.
And also
Ex Machina, too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. And then Ad Astra, I mean,
And Annihilation.
literally could not have cared less about Ad Astra. It has not even
Dud.
taken up one brain cell.
Jackson had the most resonating line that he said about this movie was that it's something about Matt Damon, or not Matt Damon, Brad Pitt going to have sex with his dad, going across the universe to fuck his dad.
Yeah.
That's pretty much that movie.
Yeah,
He's focused on the mission to go fuck his dad.
Yeah.
There it is.
yeah. And then there is actually something we're going to include in this retrospective episode, a fun little thing that happened at the end of that one. That's all we'll say for now.
Is it a book on feminism? Close. Oh my god. Is that Spider-Man sex doll?
Show it to the camera.
It is a Captain Marvel sex doll. So that you can finally get out all that pent-up sexual aggression for Captain Marvel on your sex doll. Yeah, podcast's over. End it. End it. We gotta go. This is courtesy of one Barbara Crosby. Barbara, thank you very much. She did write you a note in which she said, please join us with my confidence. And maybe one day we can
Yes, Daddy.
Next up, Parasite, which is
Oh, I don't want to talk about that because I wasn't a part of the episode.
our most successful episode
magnum
to date.
opus.
Yeah, our magnum opus.
Apex Mountain over here.
Successful only because Josh wasn't a part of it.
That's right.
Parasite is something Lauren and I plan to watch because she didn't see it, obviously. It should be
I
out
actually
to rent
rewatched
here
that
soon.
movie.
Did you?
Yeah.
Loved Parasite. I think it probably deserves to be Best Picture, if only because it is something truly different and it's not made by a white guy.
I'm so excited to watch that movie again, away from the hype. I feel like the hype just kind of ruined it in certain aspects for me.
Yeah. No, but a great movie. Loved Parasite. We don't even really need to talk about this one. Disney Plus, Mandalorian. I was curious if you had any insights upon
I did go on
watching
and finish it.
the rest of it.
Yeah, which
What-
I mean, I feel like yes, people are right. It's probably one of the most interesting things that they've done with the Star Wars franchise since Disney acquired it, but it's still not good, unfortunately.
Yeah. Better than average doesn't mean good. Watchmen, which we found out is not getting a second season.
Yeah, kind of upset about that.
You know, the Watchmen for me, it almost started too strong, where there was
Yes, that is true.
literally no way they could have fully delivered on all of the amazing ideas and themes that it set up.
And it ended up trying to be safer in the end for some reason.
It turned into way more superhero schlock than it needed to be.
Yeah, like it fell back on these original characters, which are so tired and yeah, sure, maybe they make a fun backdrop, but it just in the end it lost sight of what it had going for it.
Yeah, the characters themselves aren't necessarily tired, but in comparison to what they had created for the show, yes, absolutely, they were tired. Next up, Irishman. The
Ireland man.
the little film that could.
Yeah, this is almost an Ad Astra situation, or there's just really not much to say about it at this point. Like,
There's
it's,
not.
It's very overhyped.
And
It's a good movie.
it's a fine movie.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
In 5 or 6 years, when I get the flu again, I'll probably watch The
I
Irishman.
don't
5
think
or 6
I'll ever
days.
watch it again.
Right, or when I get coronavirus, maybe I'll watch The Irishman again. It's fine. You know, we watched Wolf of Wall Street actually while we were sick, and that was a movie that I did not really like seeing it in the theaters because it too is fucking 3 hours long. But on rewatch, when I had nothing to do, no expectations, I wasn't beholden to a theater seat, I actually liked it a lot more than I did the first time around. I wonder if I'll have that same reaction to The Irishman,
I wonder that too for you.
which is purely a fine
I think
movie.
the aging thing was a gimmick.
Yeah.
I thought it was stupid.
Yeah, it did the film no favors. It fucked up the chronology for me. The performances were average.
The old Robert De Niro, who like the young Robert De Niro with the way he walks like an old man.
Yes.
He gets his guns shot out of his hands
When
and
he-
throws them into
Dude,
the
I was
river.
about
Yes.
to piss some shit everywhere.
You were.
Thinking about that where it's just
You
like
were.
the invisible cable yanking the gun out of his lap.
Well, when he goes and beats up that guy too, that was like mean to his daughter or whatever, it was never more evident how fucking old Robert De Niro is.
He's an
So-
old man. There's nothing wrong with it.
His
but
old man punches.
Don't make him young.
Just want to say I'm sorry. I know I wasn't a good dad. I know that. I was just trying to protect all yous.
From what?
All right, let's get through the rest of these. Atlantics. What is there to say? Nothing.
Nothing. God.
Better luck next time.
Still liked it.
It was fine.
Still liked
It
it.
was fine.
Did Atlantis get nominated for something?
No.
I-
No, it also got snubbed. All right, and then here we come to the last great film of the year, which was Marriage Story.
I still have problems with that movie.
Masterpiece of magnum opus. You actually said something insightful about it over text after we did the episode, which was that you'd seen many movies like this, but this was the only one that didn't make you feel all that much, right?
Yeah, it's just not a. I love this shit. This is my genre. Is just relationships.
Melodrama, you love it.
I fucking love it, and I just didn't feel anything from it, and I don't know what it was, and I kept thinking about it. It made me think about it a lot, and I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's a really good movie. It just emotionally didn't get to me.
I still disagree with you in that I loved this movie, but I understand your perspective more after you put it that way.
Wait, what was it again that he said?
Basically, that he had seen many movies like this, and while this was a very good one, it didn't make him really feel much.
Oh, okay. I love this movie. I still love it, and I'm looking forward to rewatching it in like a year when it can be fresh again to me.
Me too. Absolutely. I'll watch this. It'll be one of those movies that's going to be like a comfort blanket for me that I'll watch when nothing else is on, and I feel like just watching a good old fashioned movie.
And I think I'll love it even more knowing what it is going into it.
Yeah, me too.
The knife thing is, I carry this knife on my keychain, which his mother got me actually. And I do this thing for his mom where I pretend to cut myself, but I retract the blade. But I don't do it with him. Oh. That's fine.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I must not have retracted the blade all the way.
Do you need...
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's fine. What else can I tell you?
Rise of Skywalker. What is there to say?
It's interesting that
movies are getting worse.
it was interesting watching the audience reaction to this later on, because basically everyone did kind of had the same feeling about it as we did. It was just like, wow, what a boring ass movie, and like, you know, they really fucked up this trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I cannot believe how much money was involved, and they didn't have a plan where this was gonna go.
Yeah. There's a guy I work with who's like a big Star Wars fan who loved it, and of course I like carefully laid out for him all of the reasons why he was wrong about why he liked it, how he was being unsubtly manipulated by the film, and that he should demand better from himself and his entertainment, and it didn't really get anywhere. So I think it's totally expected, of course, that if you already made up your mind that you were going to love this thing going into the theater, then you were probably going to love it, and vice versa. This movie was going to change no one's opinions.
It's a partisan movie.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I would ever consider myself like a big Star Wars fan. I think I'm fascinated with the universe enough to kind of keep paying attention to it.
Yeah.
But what is the most fascinating to me at this point is just watching Disney or Lucasfilms kind of implode.
Yeah, just bungle this whole fucking experiment.
And now we have the Obi-Wan series put on hold.
I know.
Because KK doesn't like how it's going.
It was too similar to The Mandalorian, and
it's too good.
Yeah, that Obi-Wan like is supposed to be like babysitting Luke and Leia. Basically, was the direction they were going with it.
Oh dear God!
So it would have been awful.
That does sound awful. And also, I feel like that headline, like, we don't know the real reasons here. I think there's a lot of like business forces behind this too. Yeah, I mean, like, I'll just keep saying, oh, this is it. This is when Kathleen Kennedy loses her job.
Right.
Like, this has turned into just a circus, but you know,
complete nightmare.
Yeah.
But they made monies.
The Force brought us together. We're not alone. Good people will fight if we lead them.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
And then the last two films that we saw of the year, 1917 and Uncut Gems, I think those are recent enough that we don't really have much more to say about those two things. I am curious, though, gentlemen, what is your best film of the year, worst film of the year?
Josh, you can start.
Oh. Make me start. Okay. I have a worst movie of the year. Let's see. Best movie of the year for me is The Lighthouse.
Fart House.
The true fart house cinema. Where, yeah, I mean, it does all the things. I don't know if I said it in the Uncut Gems one, but like a movie that challenges you and is like working towards something different and really cares about like having a unique experience for a movie is,
and just loves movies too. Yeah,
there's pure love for cinema in general. Those are the kind of movies I like. Yeah, I don't know about worst movie. Come back to me.
Can I look at the list real quick?
Sure.
What's the worst movie that we watched, or what's the worst movie that I've seen all year that came out in 2019?
I don't care. Whatever.
That's fine.
I would prefer probably something that we watched, but doesn't matter. Go ahead.
The worst movie that we watched is 1917.
Interesting.
It's not. That's probably, if I had to rank the 1917, it'd be top 10. Maybe just 10. But the worst movie I watched, don't know. let's cut from that.
You know,
we're gonna cut to a trailer of The Lighthouse.
As far as movies that we watched this year, I think it's pretty easy. Worst movie of the year, Lego Movie 2.
Whoa,
maybe closely followed up by Booksmart, just in that it was
not
such
Triple Frontier.
So, Triple Frontier was bad, but I was still entertained by its badness. Whereas with Booksmart, I just hated it. Same with Lego Movie 2, where I was actively upset that I was watching the film at parts for both of those. Best movie of the year, God, I've kicked this one around so many times. I'm having such a hard time. I want to say Parasite, because we had so many views on that episode. But
we're up to 1,200 now.
Yeah, we are. In my heart, I think The Lighthouse is going to be the one that withstands the test of time, and that I'm going to continue to be like, yeah, that's a brilliant film, and I did love The Lighthouse. So those are probably my picks.
For me, best movie is Marriage Story. It was just one of those movie-going experiences where I just had like sheer joy the whole time.
Yeah.
Where I was just,
you didn't go to the movies. You went to the Netflix.
That's the modern movie-going experience.
Yeah.
But the story, the humor, subtle humor, I really enjoyed, and also the performances, like all around it was just like it was hard to not enjoy every aspect of that movie for me.
Yeah.
As far as bad movie, there's different perspectives on what movie is probably the worst. Like as far as the overall like quality of the movie, I'd say Ready or Not is probably the worst. But for me, what makes a bad movie is usually how overrated it is too, because like the hype just makes it even worse, the fall even further. Which for me, I think Booksmart or Atlantic's would fall into that category, because they're both critical darlings and they're both just have nothing going on for them.
But Atlantic's had like some artistic merit, and I feel like too it had some like self-respect, whereas Booksmart had none of those things. I feel like I think you're being a little harsh on Atlantic's, but
man, I thought you guys would be on the same page, because we were barely watching that movie at a certain point. Once we found out kind of what it was, like we were kind of just like
it didn't make me angry though the way the Booksmart made me angry.
I found out my movie, my least favorite movie.
What's that?
We didn't watch it together. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Maybe it didn't come out this year. Her Smell with Elizabeth Moss.
Oh, that did come out this year. I haven't seen it.
One of the most infuriating and just meandering bullshit excuses for Elizabeth Moss to pretend to be a punk rocker that I've ever seen in my entire life.
She's so fucking the opposite of punk rock.
And if we watched it, we would just spend an hour and a half just shitting on Elizabeth Moss so much that you would think we hate women.
She might like that. You never know.
Can we do that next episode?
Yeah, sounds good. Cool. One last thing, honorable mention. My game of 2019 that also ended up kind of sneakily, I think, becoming my game of the decade, Death Stranding. I can't say enough good things about this game. It is, in my mind, like the closest that a game has come to achieving the status of work of art. You know, even more so than The Last of Us or something like that, which is commonly pointed to as like, oh, this is a game that's also art. Last of Us tells a great story, certainly has great performances, but it didn't by any means have the same kind of attention to detail and ideas and themes and all that Death Stranding does. Death Stranding is, in my opinion, if you like games, if you like the medium, you need to play this thing and you need to experience it and embrace it for what it is. So,
can I give my honorable mention?
Yeah.
Fleabag.
Okay.
I think it won some Emmys. I think it won some stuff.
It did.
But Fleabag is probably one of the best television series to come out in 4 or 5 years. That is pretty. It's only 2 seasons long, or series, as you would say in England.
Common, English MO to only make a few series.
Yeah, well, except for like Midsummer Mysteries, which is like on series 17 or something.
Sure.
But yeah, it's a really good series, great performance, and like essentially an extended 2 films, like very 2 long films, or plays. They're 2 plays, or maybe 2 halves of a play. But yeah, something I really enjoyed and felt like we should get more of, but I'm happy with just 2 series.
I don't know if I have any honorable mentions. I think I maybe just have like a reflective thought on movies this year. Which...
Bad.
No, actually, I think it was a good year for movies.
It was a pretty good year.
You know, you have some big budget flops in there. Or they're not even flops. They're just big budget movies, which are, you know, kind of, you know, making way for the lowest common denominator to enjoy them. They're kind of, you know, just roller coaster rides. It's like what Scorsese was saying. Like, these are basically like theme park attraction movies. But I think also you have some big wins for indie movies. You have Uncut Gems kind of reaching mainstream success. I think it's the highest box office for an A24 movie now.
And which trailer of the year? What, like, hands down, Uncut Gems.
Oh, yes,
what a fucking amazing trailer it had.
I don't remember the trailer.
And I like how they put the money out there to market that movie.
Me too.
Which I think that was kind of like their big gamble was that they got Adam Sandler to do this movie. They need to like make it work, and I think they did. And I think you have Parasite, which is a great foreign indie flick.
Yep.
Making big waves too.
It's just a great movie.
I just didn't see that coming in 2019, honestly. Like, I think 2018 was the year of Marvel, and it was like, I don't know if there's room in this industry anymore for these movies.
Thankfully, the year was front-loaded with Marvel, and then there was nothing, which I feel like really allowed other things to breathe and take up the kind of national attention. So
I have another honorable mention, and it goes to the indie.
You only get one.
In Fabric by Peter Strickland.
That movie was fucking weird. Okay,
I really enjoyed it, and in fact, it made my top films of the year list.
It was way too front loaded.
It,
where the beginning story, because it's broken into two stories. The beginning story was way more interesting than the second story.
Sure.
Uneven. That said, great visual aesthetic design.
I love Peter Strickland. I'm kind of biased.
Peter Strickland is an interesting filmmaker, but In Fabric ain't it, dog.
It is it.
So I think that I'm optimistic for the future. I honestly applaud the actors and actresses in this movie who are making time to make these like great indie movies because they care about movies. Like you have Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, you know, making Marriage Story. You have Robert Pattinson making Lighthouse and High Life, and Adam Sandler and Uncut Gems. You know, like they're
acting in those movies.
They're paving the way to hopefully some exciting couple of years in cinema where you have these people who care about movies and are good at their crafts putting some work out there.
And I think too, this was an interesting year as far as distribution of film, how that's changing with streaming services, theaters, all that stuff.
I think it's the first year where we're seriously like talking about how important is Netflix in relationship to going out to the movies.
Yeah. 100%.
It's been going on for years, but like now this year is just like, oh shit, the really good movies are on Netflix now.
Yeah, I was actually one of the most exciting things about Marriage Story is that you can make that formula work and create that movie.
Yeah, I agree. 2019, not nearly. There were no widows in 2019.
Oh,
nothing that was so egregiously and aggressively bad that it made me just hate everything.
To make this episode longer, can we just do a
Widows review too?
A quick prediction for Best Picture? Because we got into it for a second. You think?
I think Parasite's gonna win.
I think so.
I don't.
What do you think's gonna win?
They're not gonna elect. They're not gonna elect a Korean. No, 1917 is gonna win, or Joker. I think 1917 or Joker.
The Academy would love that if they had a foreign movie win.
I do too. That's why I think it might be Parasite. They could be like, "Look at us, Oscar's not so white."
So we're just
they had
times.
Okay, here's my argument. Last year they had Roma, one of the best movies of the past 20 or 30 years, and they gave it to Green Book. They will not give Parasite the Best Picture. They will give it to Joker or 1917.
I don't think Joker's going to win. I feel like its 11 nominations was more of a display than anything.
Sure.
I think if anything, maybe 1917 because it won the Golden Globe. You know, that they might self-congratulate themselves.
I was afraid they were going to give Bohemian Rhapsody Best Picture. Like, they were that close.
They were.
It's not going to be the movie that deserves it.
Yeah, I think their opinion is I don't really care what they think as far as what the Best Picture is. Yeah. But I think it would be a good thing if Parasite won, even though I don't think it's maybe the Best Picture of the year.
I think it's the best nominated picture.
The Korean film industry deserves it.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm all for it winning Best Picture. I just don't have any faith in that system. At least not right now.
Bong deserves the spotlight because that guy's been making good movies consistently for...
We get it. Sorry. At least I waited to make that joke, 3 hours into this podcast.
You did.
That's it for us.
All right, boys.
Guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Josh has to get to work. So, Happy New Year. Thanks for watching. Big, exciting things on the horizon. Look out for those. We'll see you soon.
Tom, you dog.